Hey, good morning and welcome into Bearcats All Access. We are headed into the home stretch of college basketball season. Bracketology is in full swing, and the Cincinnati Bearcats are trying to play their way back onto the bubble, into the tournament conversation. We've got a big show in store for you today. I will sit down with UC head basketball coach Wes Miller. We'll also speak to one of his players, and we'll check in with a UC baseball team following their massive series win last week at number 11 Duke. Bearcats All Access starts right now.
Bearcats All Access, sponsored by All Good Home Improvements.
Wednesday night at West Virginia, a game that slipped away from you there in the final minutes. What was it that you think allowed West Virginia to take back control of that game, that caused the game to slip like it did?
Yeah, it's a variety of things. Missed opportunities, on the free throw line, ball pressure, and backcourt pressure, and some turnovers, some missed layup, and then defensive rebounding, and then a couple bad breaks with fouls, and the combination of all that, kind of flips the game a little bit.
A guy who's been a big part of your roster and your lineup and everything that you do this year, Simas Lukosius, was unavailable Wednesday night. Seems like his status is somewhat unclear. What can you tell us about Simas's status right now?
First off, Simas is the type, you get to know your players, especially second year coaching Simas. He's the type that if he can't play, it's very, very serious. I've learned that. He'll play through bumps and bruises more than most young men will in this era of basketball. So I'm always very concerned if there's something that keeps him out. He took himself out of the Iowa State game, and it was a one-possession game at the time. So I knew that there was something serious then. He tried, but just could not get himself to a place where he thought he could be productive in the West Virginia game. So it's serious, but we've not been able to find any kind of serious injury from the doctor's point of view. But I know Simas, if it's serious, if he's at this stage, it's very, very, very serious, and so I hope he can recover quickly, but I do have concern.
How challenging is that as a coach to game plan and scheme in the absence of a guy who means that much to your team?
Yeah, at this point in the year in February, Simas has just been such a big part of a lot of the things that we do, especially offensively. So when you move him, his 30-plus minutes a game, out of the lineup, that's going to affect us for sure, and it creates some challenges. But that's part of college basketball.
As we head into the home stretch of the regular season here, how much do you allow the big picture to become part of things, part of the conversation? There's bracketology. People are talking about who's on the bubble, who's not, who's in, who's out. How much do you allow that big picture to be a part of things?
Always been a guy that believes if you can take care of what you can control today, it gives you the best chance to achieve your big picture goals. And always tried to coach and stay in the moment. I've always tried to get my teams to stay in the moment and not get caught up in things that they can't control. Obviously we have big picture goals, but you can't think big picture every day and then let it take away from what you're doing to have those small improvements, those growth moments. That said, we're in a world where, these young people that we're coaching, they're hearing it from every single person around them. They're hearing it, I guess what's around them more than anything is their cell phones, and that's all they're hearing about. In fact, they start talking bracketology in like November and December now, which is absurd. But so they've been hearing it all year. So we do kind of address where things are. Not because that's the way that I'd like to approach it, because we need to make sure that they're getting accurate information, and so to a certain extent we address it, but that's more as a result of all the stuff going on around them.
Keys to Success, sponsored by Columbia Hyundai and Genesis of Montgomery.
And with the money, I ain't never letting go, and I get with my baby.
We both might though. We're gonna be in the outfield together. They gonna see us flying around.
Actually, I probably shouldn't.
Nah, yeah, probably not. But we're gonna be flying around now. Man, this sun beaming me in my face.
Feels good, don't complain.
Yeah, I'd rather have this, but it's beaming me in my face though. Man, it's cold. Maybe you get the barrel out one time, it might end up on 5th, 3rd, but you know.
Done that quite a few times.
Yeah, probably not.
Save it for a season.
Probably not. Oh! No.
Maybe if you were like 5'7".
This wind blowing need to stop. My hand's freezing. Oh, almost fell. Yeah! I'm a hit! What?
Come on, Rod. If there was an 8th day of the week, what do you think you would call it?
The 8th day of the week. So you got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something day.
Done day?
You said done day? No. I like that strike zone. Keep it up. Keep it up. Friday, Saturday. I don't know. What does it mean now?
D-U-M-B-A-Y.
What does it mean?
Oh, wow. Late, Jack.
That ball.
See how deep he caught that ball?
How bad is part of the field?
Bro, no, the shortest part is definitely right field.
Maybe if you were actually like 5'7".
Well, even if the baseball team series last weekend at Duke hadn't gone well, which of course it went great, head coach Jordan Bischel still wasn't going to let there be any kind of excuse about frigid winter or indoor facility challenges. The team is currently in Las Vegas for a 4-game series at UNLV. They'll follow that up with a 4-game series at UC San Diego before making their long-awaited trip back home to Clifton for their home opener on March 5th against Toledo.
Last year, they were counted out.
In the preseason, UC baseball was picked to finish in last place.
But in the heart of Cincinnati, something was brewing.
Respect is earned and not given. Make these guys hate this city right here. Coming out on a mission to prove something tomorrow. Hey, 1-1-1.
We're building on last year's success. New faces and new energy. We don't just want to surpass the limits. We're here to shatter them. With energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. The doubts? We've already silenced them. This isn't just a team. This is a city. A community. A family. United in the pursuit of greatness. Queen City. Let's run it.
Still to come on Bearcats All Access, he transferred here to Clifton last offseason with a loaded resume, and he's already made a big impact on the UC basketball program. We sit down with star player Dylan Mitchell after this. Well, junior on the men's basketball team here at Cincinnati, Dylan Mitchell transferred here to UC this past summer with a loaded resume. 2-year starter at Texas, played on their Elite 8 team as a freshman, and prior to that was a McDonald's High School All-American. It's not just basketball, though, for Dylan. It's more than the high-flying dunks. He shows up every day with a bright smile and an enthusiastic attitude. He sits down now with WCPO9 sports anchor Marshall Kramsky to tell part of his story and background.
When's the first time you dunked?
I want to say like 8th grade, 7th grade, by 7th grade. But it had to be off like a throw it up. It probably wasn't nothing crazy. I think the first time I really was dunking, like could just run up, dunk, whatever, probably like 9th grade.
The way you're saying 7th grade, it wasn't nothing crazy, is crazy in itself. Do you know how many people just wish they could dunk at one point in their life?
That was me, though. That was me. We have a little hoop growing up in my backyard back home in Tampa, and like I would go out there all day and just dunk. It was like a smaller hoop, probably like 7 feet, like it was 7 feet, seven and a half, and I just go out there and dunk. I remember like I used to sit in my room and watch like highlights of like LeBron or KD. They'd go out to the backyard and try to do this stuff and dunk. So I've always been just trying to dunk. I don't know.
Is that your favorite part of your game?
I mean, I'd say my athleticism and then my defense. I think I try to pride myself on that side of the ball, just playing defense. But being athletic, it definitely has its perks.
Sure, pride, yeah. I get that. I know your coach wants to hear that. But I'm talking like having fun with the boys. You're not going back and showing your boys, check me out on this defensive rotation. You're like, watch this 360 windmill, right?
No, 100%, especially the way it gets the crowd going. I know it's a big, it can really, shift the game. Sometimes I get a big alley-oop or something like that, so.
Where do you get your athleticism from?
I say just God gifted. My dad would probably be like, oh, he got it from me or something like that, but I've never seen him play any sports. I've never seen him jump, so I couldn't even say that. I'd just say God gifted, really. I don't know. I think I've always just had it. I've never really worked at it. Like, as a kid, was doing calf raises and stuff like that. Just went out there one day and was just jumping around.
You were once that young guy, now being kind of a veteran in college basketball. Yeah. Your freshman year, you guys go on a run when you were playing at Texas. You make it to the Elite Eight. What did that postseason experience, what does that help you bring to this Cincinnati team that's trying to make a run?
I think staying together was the biggest thing. My freshman year, we went through a lot of adversity as a team, but the way we stuck together, that was just everything. Like having a great coach and having coaches that, are really good coaches that can help take you far. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about the players and getting it done and executing what the coach tells you to do and just playing with that edge and playing with that effort. We faced some adversity early on in the season. We got to stay together and we got to keep going one day at a time and try to get better every day, and eventually it'll all click.
After your sophomore year, Texas is a premier brand in college sports. You decide to hit the portal. Why Cincinnati?
Just Coach Wes Miller and what he's trying to build, how passionate he is. On my visit, we sat in his office for hours with me, my mom, my girlfriend, my former AU coaches, just talking about the plan, talking about development, talking about what he sees in me and just all that different type of stuff with basketball. Playing for a coach like that that's very passionate, I mean, it brings that out of you. It brings like, you want to go hard, you want to play hard, just to see, your coach succeed and stuff like that. So I think that was the biggest thing, is just Coach West, for sure.
Besides Coach Miller, before you moved here, what did you know about the school and the city?
I knew it was a big basketball thing. I knew that just from the early on in the history of Cincinnati basketball. And then obviously when I came here last year and played against Cincinnati, I remember that, taking my visit, just how packed it was, how loud they were. And that's always fun to play in front of. It's always fun to play in front of a crowd that's so passionate about the sport, how excited they were about basketball. I mean, you love to play in front of a program like that.
Jillian Hayes is a Loveland native, so she's from the Cincinnati area, and she's now a fifth-year player on the UC women's basketball team. She'll go down as one of the most memorable players in the history of the program. After Wednesday night, during the Bearcats' win at Texas Tech, Jillian broke UC's all-time blocks record. Not only that, but her leadership has been massive throughout her career with UC. Jillian was a guest on the Let's Rain podcast with Dan Horde.
Welcome to the Let's Rain podcast, where you get to know current and former UC athletes, coaches, and administrators. I'm your host, Dan Horde. Our guest is Jillian Hayes. Let's talk hoops a little bit. I got to know your dad when he was an assistant coach, tight ends coach for the Cincinnati Bengals for many years, so I know a little bit about just how incredibly athletic your family is. Your mom was an All-American basketball player. Your brother Jackson's in the NBA. You've got two younger brothers that are going to be playing college football. Was it always understood that you were going to be an athlete?
Yes, 100%. I was just talking with someone the other day and said, like, when I got all my offers when I was like a freshman and throughout high school, everyone made such a big deal out of it. And I was like, what do you mean? And I'm supposed to get these offers? Duh, I'm going to go play Division I basketball. So yeah, definitely just like a norm in our family.
I assume you could have gone just about anywhere. Why did you elect to stay home?
I just love the atmosphere and the community that Cincinnati has. I think it's different from a lot of schools, and you can't get that everywhere. I also think playing for my hometown means something different, and I take a lot of pride in that. every time I put on that Cincinnati uniform, it means so much to me, and I wear it with such pride, and just wanting to make everyone in the city and the community proud.
So Trina is obviously Katrina Merriweather, former UC player, became the head coach last year. What did you enjoy about playing for her last season?
Everything, honestly. She brings such a level of intensity and passion. I've said it numerous times, and I'll continue to say it. I think it's different when you play for a coach that put on the same uniform as you. She just takes such pride in all she does, but she also loves on us so much. Off the court and on the court, she cares about us. She knows it's bigger than basketball, and I don't think you find that very often in a coach.
I've read that you have an interest in eventually getting into sports broadcasting. Is that the case?
Mm-hmm. So I host a podcast with one of my friends. She plays soccer at Oregon State. She just graduated, but it's called Half an Athlete, and it's just something I enjoy. It's something, when people ask what I want to do with my future, I'm always like, I don't know. But, I think sports broadcasting or like sideline reporting would be something that I'm definitely interested in doing, possibly.
All right, so people that have just watched the Let's Rain podcast, Half an Athlete, is that the name of yours?
Yes.
Half an Athlete, as if to say that's half of you.
Mm-hmm.
You're an athlete, but you're more than that. All right, I'll have to listen.
Okay, sounds good.
This was fun. Congratulations on being part of the 60th anniversary episode of the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit magazine, and congratulations on a great career so far at UC.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Still to come on Bearcats All Access, what will soon be the crown jewel of UC Athletics is almost complete. We take another tour through the indoor practice facility next. Well, we're getting closer and closer to the completion of what will be the new crown jewel of the UC Athletics department. That is the brand new indoor practice facility. Head football coach Scott Satterfield and senior deputy AD and COO John Daniel put on the hard hats for another tour. Here's part of that.
Hey Bearcats fans, John Daniel here with UC Athletics. We're here for a special edition look at the latest construction updates of our indoor practice facility and performance center. We've got Coach Satterfield with us here to help walk us through. Coach, you excited to come see the progress?
Can't wait. Let's go see it.
All right, let's do it. Efficiency of the building, right? Day to day, that's what we designed it for. Loading dock, straight into equipment room, straight into locker room, straight into training room, straight into weight room, all connected to the field, right? So kind of all your guys' areas right there, interconnected. Fuel station, as you'll see right by the field, kind of connects it all together. So we're really excited about that. We think you guys will like it. But the player area, we think, just really has a nice connected flow. So we're excited to get to show you guys. Okay, our first stop is in the hydrotherapy area here inside the athletic training room. And as you can see, just a tremendous amount of progress has been made. They've removed the dance floor, as they called it, the construction floor that had been covering this space for several months as they worked on the tile and lighting above, which now you can see looks beautifully and well lit. The steam room and sauna are almost done. The float tank has been installed back in that back room, and then the pools are covered now because they're actually pouring the floor here for this hydro area as we speak. So the in-ground treadmill there back behind is going to get some more work, but soon it'll be glass enclosing this space. We'll get the TVs in, and we'll start pouring water, and we'll be ready to go. There's a shoe drawer.
So you can visualize, all lockers right along the wall here and right here. You can see the ventilation that are coming down, to get the lockers, the moisture out of the shoulder pads and that type of thing. But yeah, enough room to where you can lay out with your locker.
This is the main atrium, right? So you're on the second floor of the building, but ground floor out here, this is going to be the main entryway. They removed a lot of the scaffolding here, so you really get a sense of the scale of the center of the building. You come down here on a daily basis and go straight down for your day-to-day football activities, right? You got the Gatorade fuel station down at the bottom of the steps, locker room, training room, weight room, as we talked about, we're all with access to the field. And then the nutrition center entrance is going to be just off of this main atrium. And this whole wall here is going to be a video display, essentially a giant scoreboard right on this wall. So that'll be kind of a dynamic entryway to do highlights and graphics and welcomes and updates. And so yeah, the space is really starting to come together.
Yeah, there'll be seat balls at a lot of these places right here. They're going to really dress it up, so when you come in, it's going to look awesome. And again, this is the main entrance, so we want this to look good and be able to see right into the indoor facility right from this space right here.
Yeah, the architects really like the idea of having a football facility where you can see the field when you enter.
Yeah.
Usually it's like you enter on the end zone or you're kind of hidden. So, and then again, upstairs, these are the main stairs to the third level, which is kind of be, football headquarters. So Miss Sherry will be kind of the gatekeeper right at the top of the steps, and then that's coach's hallway, recruiting hallway, and then your meeting room.
Again, you can access it from the top because all the meeting rooms are right down that hallway. So you can come in from right there as well as down here.
How many seats supposed to be in here?
I think this is 140.
140, and then they got some standing room at the back, right? So if we have guests or donors or scouts or whatever, right, they can come hang out. They'll have some nice graphics, backlit in the back. The whole vibe of this space is kind of like a blacked out movie theater, right, team space. So black on black graphics. Obviously they got the drop down, the projector screens already installed. They're going to do big TVs on each side and then a big CPAW as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can make this, you can black it out in here, obviously dim the lights. You've got a great sound system going to be in. We could do the videos and stuff would be incredible. You know what? You could zoom people in. There's a lot of things you can do in this room.
Yeah, like Sat mentioned, right, the top two doors, probably more the day-to-day access, that's right into the team room hallway.
Yeah, very cool here.
All right, Bearcats fans, we hope you enjoyed the latest look at the indoor practice facility and performance center. Coach, you ready to get in here in June or what?
Cannot wait. I wish we were in it right now. JD, look outside. I see this snow. We'd love to be in this new indoor facility. It's incredible. Every time I make a trip over here, I'm blown away by the work these guys have put in.
Yep, we can't wait. We'll see you in here soon. Go Bearcats.
Go Bearcats.
That does it for this week's edition of Bearcats All Access. The UC men's basketball team is right here this afternoon, a chance to get things back on track against TCU. The women's basketball team is here at home tomorrow afternoon against Utah, and the baseball team continues their 4-game road series against UNLV this weekend in Las Vegas. Thank you so much for tuning in week and week out to Bearcats All Access. Have a great weekend, everybody.